asked Dana about the possibility of you fighting Khabib in Moscow.
It ain't happening in Moscow.
Why not?
Why? Why do you think it's not going to happen in Moscow?
Pay-per-view, maybe? But I don't
There's
know.
many, many reasons why it wouldn't happen in Moscow.
And he's very against the idea. Can you explain to me why that's so appealing?
Why was he against it?
Pay-per-view, by the sound of it.
Come on now, how much money is enough money? How much money is enough money, for f***'s sake? There's a lot of money in Russia. There's a lot of revenue in Russia. I love Russia. I love the Russian people. I went to Moscow recently, and they're such a great nation. They're so passionate about the sport of mixed martial arts. They're so passionate about myself, and they support me greatly. They support proper 12 Irish whiskey. They know a good liquid. They know a good spirit. So they're good-spirited people. And what a place. It would be like something out of a Rocky movie. You know what I mean? So I'd be very eager to do that. They ain't the hometown Vegas boy. I know the Vegas people will be campaigning for it. Look, let's see what happens. I would love that. I want to create spectacles for the people, you know? That's one hell of a spectacle. Even me going out there in Moscow that time, the place shut down. The world took notice, you know what I mean? Your mom was saying I wasn't allowed out there. I wasn't supposed to be out there. They were running the streets screaming my name. So I'm more Russian than that man. So I would love to go to Moscow and compete there, you know.
Do you worry at all about Khabib maybe being a little difficult in trying to fight Conor again? He's mentioned multiple times he wants him to win 9, 10 fights in a row.
What if the UFC comes to you and says, you versus Conor will just make too much money. Too many people want to see it. We got to make that fight before we can make the Tony fight.
I don't think this fight can happen. This guy have to come back and make 9, 10 wins to then we're gonna fight.
You talk to people around him, it doesn't seem like financial security is a huge issue for him. So
Let me tell you what, everybody talks about how rich Conor is. Khabib is rich.
So I mean, that's kind of
Khabib has that type of money.
Right.
Khabib has that type of money. And when I say that type of money, over $50 million. But the reality is Khabib has never turned down a fight, ever. Khabib doesn't turn down fights. This is not his style. He hates Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor hates him. So anytime you talk about one to the other, those are the type of responses you're going to get.
But if I am correct, there are 4 fighters from Nigeria on the UFC roster. 2 of them are champions.
Yes.
One of them is well on his way. How insane is that to have 4 fighters, half of whom are champions? It's unbelievable.
It's a rising tide, man. They say a rising tide raises all ships. I like that quote. And there's this theory called like the awakening of the 100th monkey. It sounds kind of weird talking about Africans, but it talks about a bunch of monkeys on an island, and one of them learned how to wash their food, and then another one learned how to wash their food, and then after a while, all of them just knew how to do it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I see it with us in MMA. It's slowly you see one really good guy show up, another really good guy, but sooner or later we're gonna paint this whole octagon green, white, green.
Love it. The Nigerians planning to take over the UFC. It's already happening, man. It's incredible. Sadiq Yusuf, congratulations. You're actually now tied for the 2nd longest active win streak in the division at this point. Incredible stuff, man. Enjoy your night. Thank you. Nice seeing you again.
You mentioned in the cage that there were some other things kind of going on in your life before this fight. I don't mean to pry, but do you want to let us in on any of that stuff?
It was one of those things I really didn't, leading up to the fight, I really didn't want to say anything that's going on because I don't want anybody thinking that I'm making excuses before the fight. Because I feel like life happens to anybody no matter what. We all have things going on in our life, and we have to learn how to balance them. We're fighters. We have to be able to do that. And I'm open talking about it. My father had a stroke about 3.5 weeks ago. He's doing great. So that's what we're pumped about. But it's definitely been a balance.
that the ref let them clinch for 4 minutes for 3 fucking rounds, and they fought for a minute. That was a problem too. Driving me crazy, man. If you are not doing damage or advancing your position, you split the fighters up and make them actually fight. And I like this guy. I don't want to, bum this guy out and whatever, but he's running around the octagon, like, I'm like, what fucking fight is he watching? He's moving around like he's trying to stay out of the way, like there's a fucking war going on or something. And these guys are leaning up against the fence for 4 minutes. Are you shitting me right now? I literally almost got up and walked out of that fight. I was so frustrated. But anyway, I've shit on enough referees in my day. I don't want to. That guy seems like a nice guy. I'm too old to be doing this shit anymore, tearing these guys apart. He's a nice guy, and I don't mean to whatever, but you saw the fight. You know what I'm talking about.
Have you seen Floyd's post since the fight?
Yeah, he forgot McGregor Sports and Entertainment on the poster. You know what I mean? That right there cuts him out. So it's me and Manny. Look, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. L. Floyd, he's a funny man, L. Floyd, so we'll see what happens. The discussions are always ongoing. They never stop, Floyd and going through money fast. So he's far from retired, and that rematch will happen at some stage.
How surprised were you with Roxanne Modafferi's performance? We know you liked Macy. Everyone did. She's a great fighter, young fighter. Were you really surprised, or did you think?
No, I wasn't surprised. At the end of the day, when you're climbing the ladder like that, Roxanne is a tough test. We knew that she was going to be a big test for her. And if her knee didn't pop out, maybe it would have been a different fight. Because one of the things about Macy that I love, and I can't remember who she was fighting, but you guys might remember, she got her ass whooped the first round. Went back to the corner, readjusted, and came out and finished her in the second round. So who knows how the fight would have gone if her knee didn't pop out, but these things happen. She's young, she's talented, she's tough, and she'll be back.
I agree.
Jorge was trying to wear it was the same robe that you wore at the Maymac workouts in Vegas at the PI. It's like the same. I think that's what he was trying to. If you look at it, it's like a Versace robe.
I know what it is. Why? So I don't know either. So I'm just whatever. Fucking, I don't know. That was ridiculous. I didn't know what was going on there. Like I said, the old ladies in Ireland, they wear house coats watching the soap operas. So I'm like, what's this guy sitting in a I don't know. Whatever. All the best.
That fight interest you at all?
Yeah, of course. Let's see what happens. I'd like to scoop up that. That's not a great belt, is it? But I'll still take it. Add it to the list, So, wasn't a good night for Jorge, if you ask me. But all the best to him. God loves a trier.
Conor McGregor, obviously an incredible victory for him tonight. What were your thoughts on his performance?
I was blown away. He looked unbelievable. You won't hear another peep out of me about fighting at 170. So, I know that there's always critics and there's always somebody who has an opinion. People are going to say that Cowboy was shot, which is total bullshit. And Conor McGregor came out. He looked fast. He hit hard. He had a game plan, and he finished a real tough kid who came to win.
And when you look into it, you gotta look into it. Look into it. When you look into it, hey, think about this. Think about how crazy.